The Planning and Infrastructure Department have one of the most important functions within the council. That's because the people working in this department get to shape the places people live in. From deciding where new housing and employment land will be built through the South Worcestershire Development Plan, to protecting and enhancing Wychavon's green spaces and wildlife, this department has a major say in the district's future. They also carry out key services such as naming and numbering streets and flood prevention work. Planning and infrastructure is a vital department for us, offering a wide range of employment opportunities across a broad range of skills. Ellie Muckle is a policy planning officer within Planning and Infrastructure. Having shown a keen interest in planning from an early age, her business management and geography degree has enabled her to fulfil her childhood passion since joining us as a graduate planner. Currently working on the master plan for the exciting Worcestershire Parkway project, Ellie's job involves developing, implementing and monitoring planning policies.
So as a child, I'd spend hours envisioning kind of what the perfect place would look like. I'd draw cities and towns whilst others were out watching films and things. I was so focused on that, I was so interested. And it wasn't until university, there was a module called Sustainable Urban Geographies, and that really ignited that passion, I'd say, and I really wanted to find out more, and I got some work experience in the field and thought, yes, this is definitely for me. So I saw the job advertised at Wychavon and I thought it'd be perfect. So what I did was apply for the job, and I thought I'm going to have to give up my full-time master's programme, but actually Wychavon agreed to sponsor me on the degree programme, which is something I never thought would be possible. So I was able to work alongside study. So for me, that was just the perfect combination, so I could actually pursue the course whilst working. Within my job, I work on a wide variety of different work streams and different projects. But I primarily work on a project called Worcestershire Parkway, which is where we're planning to deliver a new town. It will be home to around 23,000 people one day.
This new place will have a town centre at its heart and 4 neighbourhood hubs. We're planning to deliver 11 new schools, green spaces and parks, as well as sport and leisure facilities and health infrastructure. Through my job, I get the opportunity to plan a distinctive new place that will have a brand new identity.
So for me personally, I love my job and what I do, my profession, because I feel like I can truly make a difference. So at the heart of planning is sustainability, and it's about meeting the needs of future generations. And I feel so passionately about meeting future needs and tackling climate change, and I feel like I can really do that in my job.
Aidan Smith works within Planning and Infrastructure as an archaeology and planning advisor. With an archaeology degree under his belt and over 20 years of experience as an archaeologist, Aidan has one of the most varied and interesting jobs in the council. After joining Wychavon in 2017 as the in-house archaeologist, Aidan can spend one day digging up skeletons and the next uncovering a suspected 2,000-year-old Roman road. His responsibilities involve the provision of archaeological advice to the council in order to help us achieve our historic environment duties and responsibilities.
I always, for some reason, like digging holes. I asked my dad in the back garden, can I go and dig a hole in the garden? He said, okay. So I dug down, found a layer of coal about 1 metre down, and I dug through the coal and saw this strange little feature, which I now know would have been a cardboard box. And in that feature, I kept digging and I found a World War I medal. And that's it. I was 14, and that wondering how that got there just made me want to become an archaeologist and find out how things like that got in the ground. So any planning applications that come in, or anyone wants any planning advice, I'll look at the application area and tell them if there's any archaeological potential. So any potential to disturb human remains, any archaeological features going back all the way into prehistory and beyond, even into the Paleolithic period. So every day is different. We don't know what is in the ground until we start excavating. We have sites that we expect to find Roman occupation, but then sometimes we'll find Iron Age occupation. The Iron Age is really weird. They did really weird stuff. You find pits that were for storing grain, and we find human remains in them. The various archaeology that we find in the area is just amazing, but I don't have any single day goes by without finding something of interest in one of the 3 districts at least.
A role within the Planning and Infrastructure Department offers an exciting opportunity to directly impact the development of the Wychavon area. This is a department that lets us make real change in the area that we call home.